Alright. I'd like to call the meeting to order 6 o'clock on Monday, June 22nd. Let the record reflect that all elected board members are present and accounted for, and pledge of allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There's no changes to the agenda, correct?
No, no, man, we flipped the operations and technology report before monthly financials like usual. For some reason, it was reverse. Board docs was down this morning. And then we had a couple of summer project contracts come in for the fire inspector this morning that we added under the contract section, but
Okay,
no
so those are
changes.
already in there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah,
And we have no executive session, correct?
that is correct.
Okay. We had a couple questions from the last meeting. We had a question about cell phone bills. Those are district cell phones, correct, for emergency daily communications operations?
Yes, and we've had really good success recently. The drivers have been checking them out. And they're in every bus, so they took the seniors to Chelan Water Park for the senior trip, and they were talking to dispatch from there. Previously, we couldn't communicate on radios from this office to the superintendent's office, so. We use them daily, operationally and for emergencies, and they will connect with Snohomish County Fire as well, so.
There was a question about direct depository that has $250,000 deposit. That's our local bank, and that's for accounts payable. We pay bills, we need money. And then an itemized breakdown for credit card. That's for utilities, supplies, Amazon, and travel, and we do get cash back for using that card, I think you said. That's a smart way to do it. And I'm guessing no public comments, since there is no public.
Correct.
Monthly financial report.
We're gonna flip
sorry,
Charlie and
you're gonna
Dave,
flip.
yeah, we updated it in the
Okay.
online one, sorry.
No, you're fine. You just told me that and I forgot.
We get to hear from Charlie and Dave, two of the busiest guys in the summer.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
Good evening, directors. You gonna put our thing up?
I feel like
we should have
we
control.
haven't heard from you in
Oh.
forever.
I'll let you do that. That's tech.
That's tech.
Pressing the button.
There we go.
Okay. At the time that I typed this up, I didn't have the number in my brain, but it's $906,000 in grants that we've received.
900,000?
906,000.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so hopefully we use it up, but we'll see. We got quite a few projects going on. District flooring, we're doing all of the office spaces in Gold Bar Elementary, staff room, copy room, principal, conference room, all that's getting new flooring. District office is getting some new flooring. The exterior bathrooms at Sultan Elementary, the ones that the public use for when they have like T-ball or whatever, those are getting new floors as well. We're doing a parking addition at the district office. It will be a gravel addition that will come with a poured driveway from the street, 4th Street, and there will also be a curbing between the asphalt of the current parking lot and the gravel to kind of keep people from driving through. It'll be open enough to be able to drive through, but it'll slow people down. Some fencing in SES where Parent Partnership is gonna move there, so we gotta separate that from the littles that are there. So we're gonna have a new fence there, a new panic bar, buzz-in gate. And then also adding some fencing along the bus lane that way the buses can be in there and it's still a secure envelope. And right now, when we open up the bus gate, we get a herd of parents to come in, so we're gonna mitigate that a little bit. high school PE lockers, that's been on our levy list for a very, very long time. And that's gonna be done, it won't be done before summer's over, but it's in the process. They have to build them to spec. Replacing all the dishwashers at all the schools, and then all the schools except for the high school are getting 3 basin sinks, so they'll be compliant with the health code. At the high school property, the property that we bought from the Broughtons has a mobile home on it. We're gonna have that removed. The district office is gonna get a small remodel. We're gonna create a new office space and repurpose some of the other spaces to make it more functional. And it's also gonna get the heating at that end, at the south end of the district office is gonna get replaced. It's dying. They have to keep resetting it every morning a few times to get it to run, so that will be replaced. Gold Bar Elementary, the fire shutters are gonna be replaced in the kitchen. Those are the drop-down doors or windows that access the gym from the kitchen. 3 portables are getting new roofs. Portable 1, 2 at Sultan Elementary, which is the one near the district office that has the mural on it. Portable 7, 8 at Sultan Elementary, which is one that we've had some interior leaking this last winter. And then one at the high school, portable 9, 10, which is the middle one of the old ones that were here before I got here. And it had some interior leaking as well. We are also adding, there's a walkway that went from the south side of the VOAG building that went around to the back past the greenhouse to the portables. It was a 8x8 pavers, and it keeps getting wonky and people trip and fall, including our principal. And so we tore that out this last week, and we're framing up. We're gonna pour a sidewalk all the way around the corner. So it'll be better for the kids too, keep their shoes clean, which then keeps the school cleaner. Gold Bar Elementary is getting a ADA push button door. It'll integrate with our current buzz-in system. Hopefully the way it's gonna work is that they'll push a similar button that they have now that will be out where the somebody in a wheelchair can access, and it'll buzz them, and then the office will hit the button and open the door for them, and it'll automatic open. And Gold Bar Elementary, the biggest project we have is replacing basically the whole heating system. Replacing the 4 old boilers with 2 brand new ones. The 2 new boilers will have the capacity for any future expansion of that school should a bond pass. We're also replacing all of the pumps that move the water through the hydronic system, all of the downstream valves, all of the computer controls. There's a sequencer that's in there. What the sequencer does, it tells the boilers when to come on and not. Right now, it's been dead since I've been here, and so we've been doing it manually. And so should have some savings long term. But that'll all be part of the new program that's being built. And then the last thing that's not on the list is that a few years ago, we got a grant to get an electric school bus. While that bus has been in the shop since before spring break, but part of that deal with the Department of Commerce was to scrap a specific bus that we had named at that time, and so that one's gonna get scrapped here in the next couple weeks.
And you have one more slide, which you're working on next year.
Yep, utilize levy monies for projects identified in the levy package. Most of what we identified in the original levy, we've done. There's a couple little minor things. Those things we'll attack next year. The grant money, we'll keep going for more grant money to try to utilize our public funds that we have locally to do more enrichment stuff versus repairing our aging buildings.
And then all the levy projects that have been done are on the website, right?
Yes. And right now, we don't have very many timelines for all those projects because we kinda, doing a lot at once, so, waiting, most of the construction companies are waiting to give us a schedule after they've received the product that we have to have installed. So, until that shows, then it's kind of mute to have a schedule.
Awesome, thank
That's
you.
all I got.
I talk more than Charlie. Sorry. I only have 16 pages, Charlie has 1. No, okay, so State of the Technology is fantastic. I just gotta give a shout out to my team because, I'm incredibly lucky that I have 5 guys, there's a total of 5 of us, and, we have over 100 years together working at the school district, which is incredible, right? Tech guys move around a lot, my tech guys stay, so that's huge.
And gals.
And gals. So what we worked on this last year, cybersecurity. Benny and I have been taking a lot of courses, trying to up our cybersecurity game. It's one thing. It's no longer the single man shop anymore. You really got to know what's going on because there's so many attack vectors now. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Another big one is our student information system upgrade. This is massive, and that's not even coming close to how big this project is. No doubt it's the biggest project that I think we've taken on since converting to Power School from SIPSI way back in 2004. But it's going really good. I think it's going fantastic. We climbed a giant hurdle today, and in 1 month we'll be on the new system. So that's huge. We suffered from software sprawl. It was pretty crazy. For years, the checks and balances that were in place were never enforced. So lots of stuff got purchased and implemented, and Dr. Granger saw that right away and asked us to bring it in. And so the district office is the first one that's done anything, and they've done a great job. They've already brought in a whole bunch of, got rid of a bunch of stuff and brought it into one product. I love this one. This is my favorite right here, Alyssa's Law, that school districts are spending tens if not hundreds of $1,000s putting in systems for this. And we utilized our existing phone system to accomplish the same thing. So we have a flashing light in all the offices. All the phones have a red panic button that they can call that instantly connects them to the office. The office has unique ringtones. It sounds like a siren when somebody presses it. It is spot on. Okay, summer work. Every summer we do a giant laptop refresh. We replace a fifth of our fleet every single summer. So it's always 9th grade, an additional grade, and then where we need help at. We actually collected most of our laptops this summer. The Windows 10 update needed hands-on to get to 11. So unfortunately, that's a big lift, but we have kids. So we hire our summer kids and they're gonna be able to take care of that. E-rate, so we utilized E-rate last year and this year, and we're upgrading a lot of our back-end infrastructure, the stuff that you guys don't see that's hidden away in the closets, and then a couple tiny little wireless projects at the high school to just give us a little bit better coverage. And then probably in 2 years, we'll use the rest of our E-rate dollars to upgrade wireless everywhere in the district. Adding more access control, we do this in-house with Charlie's team, so we save a ton of money there by doing it in-house, and it's a slow roll, but we're getting there. So we're adding more of that, especially at the parent partnership and the district office. We're gonna put a scoreboard at the middle school that looks exactly like the one at the high school. So that's gonna be super cool. And it's just gonna be on one wall, but we're running the wires, so if we ever do wanna put it on the second wall, we can. So we might go up there twice. And then we're gonna go live with Cumulative. So when school starts, we're gonna be 100% off Power School and on the new system. Okay, goals and objectives. We're gonna continue our cybersecurity journey. We've had 0 intrusions in-house. Unfortunately, some of our partners, like Canvas and Power School, have had intrusions. We were not part of the Canvas breach, but we were part of the Power School breach. We're gonna continue our, we use simulated phishing attacks that we send out to staff. So we kind of monitor which staff members are clicking on the wrong things, and then we try to have a personal conversation with them and help them remember how this works. Successful cumulative transition, of course, that's gonna be a huge goal, but it's not just getting us there, we have all this support that we have to do from day one. Of course, you know, I'm big time believe we need to give the voters what we promise, and we are doing a very good job at it. You guys, we spend money very, very wisely in technology. And a broadcasting class, so which is really great. I'm excited about that one. That's gonna be super fun for me. And that's it. That's all I got. That was fast for me, right? Usually it's like 30 minutes.
Perfect.
Okay.
Anybody have any questions?
I asked if we were doing anything about the people that were failing the phishing.
I have a personal conversation with each and every single one of them.
Have you sent an email to
That's not
Charlie?
working.
Charlie hasn't,
Did he pass?
yeah, Charlie passed. It's honestly, it's the same 3 people.
Well, that's my
Every
point. If
single
the same
time.
3 people are getting the talk and no change is happening, then
Fortunately, those 3 people have no access. So,
Before we had the little phishing thing on our screen that Moon added so that you can click the phishing thing so that you can report it, I used to forward him the email saying bad juju.
yeah, I got a couple of those today.
So we have reduced the habitual offenders access.
They all have the same job title, and that job title comes with very limited access. Very, very limited access.
do we have a risk identification methodology?
In regards
We're
to,
doing cybersecurity is one of the big ones that you pointed out, so.
one of the big projects that Benny and I took on for this 3-day class was our risk evaluation. And Homeland Security has this great 168 question cybersecurity assessment. And then it goes to somebody and then they review it and then they get back to you.
Sure.
We had some issues, so we addressed all the red issues immediately.
Mhm.
And then the oranges and the yellows and the greens we're getting to.
Sure. They'll always exist.
Yep, they will, and they invited us to come back, once we feel like we've plugged the holes, they invited us to do it again.
Awesome. Thank you.
It was super fun.
I bet.
Anybody else have questions, comments? Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
guys.
Thank you.
And thanks for your support, you guys really support Charlie and I a lot, and we recognize that and appreciate that.
We appreciate you. Monthly financial report.
All right. Hey, missed y'all last month.
That's you
We
too.
missed you.
Right.
Miss you too, man.
I know. You miss me if I never leave, right? Okay, so looking at the FTE enrollment, you know, this graph, it doesn't really give us the whole picture, right? This is every month, the annual average column. So basically what we're funded off of. So I added a screen that shows the basic FTE, kind of like I did with SPED, month over month. And you can kind of see that at the beginning of the year, we started with 1982.4 FTE in September. Our annual average is at 1984. So we're up 2 annual average FTE over the year. But you can see from month to month it fluctuates. Like from September to October, it went up 9 FTE. And then it went down 2, and then up 10, and then down 8. And so the FTE, it's something that it does fluctuate month to month. And so it's something that we always want to watch. And we want to make sure that we know why the FTE is fluctuating and why are we losing kids? Where are they going? What can we do to keep them? ALE numbers, they continue to rise. Again, it's an annual average. We're still way below where we budgeted. We budgeted at 66 and we're at 55.1. So hopefully next year with the parent partnership, that is a ALE program, we'll see enrollment rise there. And the key is to actually, I hit the up arrow, sorry. The key is to actually increase FTE. So not lose them over here and gain them over here, but stay steady and gain. So special ed enrollment, now, this is the one I wanted to break down because you could see at the beginning of the year, our September number started at 374. For funding, it starts October and it goes October through June. And it goes by the annual average. This is a head count. This is the number of sped kids that we have. And you can see there's a rise, right, from 372 in October to 389. But if you look month over month, this is where you see the big increase. So just over the last few months, we've identified more kids. March to April, there's 18 more. And then another 11. And then another 9. And there were 13 as of June's report, there were 13 that hadn't been verified at that point in time. But that's a lot of sped kids, and you can see that from the beginning of the year, that's 40 kids. And the problem is that as the year goes, it's your annual average, right? So if we start with a low number, and we get the high number at the end, well, the high number at the end is not giving us that each month is, let's see, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. Each month is 1/9 of your count. So by the time you get down to the end, you're getting 1/9 of those extra 10 kids, All right, so fund balance. This is the graph that stresses me out the most. You can see we're at the lowest point that we've been at the end of May for 5 years, in the last 5 years. Now this is cash available with the county treasurer. So to go along with the question that was asked about that depository account. So that depository account isn't just for accounts payable, it also pays our payroll direct deposit. So some counties, you can run your direct deposits, your direct payments out of the county's bank. Other counties, like ours, you can't. So we have to have our own account, and it's at Coastal Bank. And so we have to have cash in that account to pay for the accounts payable. We used to do one accounts payable run a month. I do 2. So it's one of those, well, I shouldn't take all the credit, right? Heather is a huge help for me. So, she does most of the work and I take all the glory. Welcome to management. So this is the cash that the county has on hand. So there is a little bit more cash that's sitting at the local bank account, but that's for accounts payable or if we've got a extra payroll cycle we have to run, then we need to have some money set aside for that. So that's why the cash is a little bit different than the fund balance. Transportation vehicle fund, we're pretty steady Eddie here, except for we got a bus that came in, and so this is gonna drop. Now, projected is what, 260,000, 290,000?
It still hasn't updated no SBI.
Okay, so originally we were supposed to get $390,000, and with the way the legislature redid depreciation, we're gonna get less. So we originally were thinking we would go for 3 buses this year, changed it to 1 because that was the safest. We had the money in the bank to cover 1. So next year we'll probably look at 1 more because buses are very expensive. I can remember when buses were $80,000 for the big bus, and now they're $200,000. So that's how old I am. I can say that. Capital projects, got just about $4 million in the bank there. So a lot of the summer projects, most of the summer projects are coming out of the capital projects fund, whether they be tech or they be non-tech. And debt service, we see the spike, and we see the spike again. This is the month where we've transferred the money out of the other funds to pay for the non-voted debt. June 1st is the payment date, so you'll see it drop back down for the end of June. And then ASB, again, love those kids. They're doing a great job with their monies. So this was, this is my original, I'll keep it in there until you guys tell me to get it out of there. It is kind of jumbled, showing budget versus actual, and we all know budget is budget, it's that, it's the would love to have versus actual, which is what we actually do. So this point in time, we're at 73.85%, which looks like it's better than previous years. But when you get down to the revenues coming in, we're at 71%. So we're down from last year's percentage. So putting it in simpler numbers, and this is a 2-year comparison. I should probably put boxes around it so you could see the clear of the revenues coming in. What's local? So local are your taxes, your fines, fees, food service money, that kind of stuff. That's local money. State apportionment, state grants, and then the federal grants, your Title I, your SPED, and those kind of things. And so this is revenues in. The last, year to date, we're at $32 million in for revenues, but we're out $34 million in expenditures. Broke it down by salary, so we got classified, certs, then payroll taxes, and then your general supplies and purchase services. So purchase services is up. We're gonna see a reduction in purchasers services next year because we're moving a lot of the SPED from, we're able to actually fill those positions with our own staff as opposed to having to hire out through a contractor. Regardless, we are looking at twice as much as last year, expenditures over revenues. So as I'm good at saying no, I believe that's gonna continue as we move forward into next year. So simply put, May of 2024, we were 415,000 to the good. And this year, we're 1.6 million, 1.7 million expenditures over. Now, this is the month that I've warned everybody about. Because if we have $900,000 fund balance, June is the second smallest apportionment month. So last month, we got 2.1 million in apportionment. I did some grant claims that brought us up to that $2.1 million. That's a 5% month. You get 5% of your year's apportionment. June is a 6% month. So at 2.1 million, just taking that and 900,000 as fund balance, that's $3 million. Payroll alone is gonna be probably about $3.3 million. And we've already paid accounts payable this month. So this is the month I have to borrow from capital projects. My hope is that we can pay it back before the end of the year. We have 12 months, we have to pay it back within a year. So my hope is by the end of the year, we're able to pay it back. But this is the storm that I told you was coming. So, questions, comments,
Great thing to end on, thanks.
concerns? Woo-hoo! Yeah.
Comments, questions, Michael?
No.
Mike?
I guess it's more of a comment, the certificated salaries that were at 14 versus 12 million,
That's the biggest.
that's the biggest hit. The reason that we had the negative revenue over expenditures, that's why we're at that 1.6 million deficit, that's probably the largest part of it. And that was all due to us hiring staff before we saw the actual FTEs coming into our classrooms, correct?
I would say so. Yeah, being overstaffed is the biggest piece. Classified a $400,000 increase is, it's a lot, but it's not 2 million. So
That was my thing too, cause that's the biggest jump there, just gonna go.
benefits did jump up 500,000, but the more you pay, the more benefits are gonna be as well.
Correct. Okay,
So
that was all I had.
Mary Ann?
Keep looking for those grants, thank you.
yeah, and we've got the company Eddie is helping us out with those grants, and
I saw that contract, yeah.
they've been great. So the main reason we got some of the state grants were
Awesome, thank you.
Thanks, Mitch.
Thanks, Mitch.
Superintendent's report.
Okay, not a bunch this month, but wanted to provide an update on the reduction in force that we took in April. We've since had a couple more teachers resign. We had a classified resignation, so at this point, we have returned everyone to employment and we'll be hiring teachers. So just as those things play out, our principals will be working on that over the summer. Bargaining update, as you know, last month we were settled with PSE, we're getting close with SEA. We have another meeting with them this week coming up, and just wanna say to them and Teamsters and PSE, thank you for the good bargaining sessions. I think it's been collaborative and been an opportunity for them to see our team and what we're working on, and likewise show value to all of our employee groups. So hopefully we'll have another one settled here before the next, or the last two may be settled before the July business meeting, and be able to bring you some action to approve those. So far, we have our first day of school set for next year, the Wednesday after spring break. Hope to have the calendar finalized by
Summer break, right?
Labor Day. Yeah, sorry. I did leave you a calendar of events for next school year. I told you we had worked with the principals and department heads to set all the things, homecoming parade, graduation, promotion, kind of all those things. So that is your copy of all the major things. Thank you to the PTO presidents and the principals and directors and Chris Hill and athletics to sit in the same room at one time and try to do our best not to create our own conflicts for our families. And so we'll keep doing this year over year, but if you're a planner and need to get some things on your calendar, that's the dates for next year. So that's been really good. And then we have no study session in July, so the next time we'll be together is July 27th for the business meeting. And that's all I have.
Awesome, thank you. Does anyone have any questions on consent agenda items? Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll motion to approve the consent agenda.
A second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, consent agenda passes. And then we have 2 business items.
First business item is policy 5410 holidays. There were just, this was cleanup. There were some dates that had like the day of the week in there, Sunday, and so that's not always gonna be accurate. So we're just cleaning it up by listing the actual dates. So just asking for approval of this policy on first reading.
Does anyone have questions on it?
No.
Okay. So I have a motion to approve policy, first read of policy 5410.
I make a motion to approve first read of policy
5410.
5410. Thank you.
Do I have a second?
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion passes. And then we have resolution 2511, the territory transfer request.
Yeah, so mentioned a couple months ago in the superintendent's report, we had a small group of, 3 citizens that wanted to change the district boundary between Monroe and Sultan to go from a straight line to a
Curved line.
cutout of their properties. Gigi thankfully joined me, and we met with the Monroe superintendent and the Monroe school board president. Both school board or districts are in agreement that we are denying the request for the boundary change. Charlie's done great in working on getting transportation to those 3 houses should they choose to attend in our district. They've been choicing into Monroe, but so we did some work on the wording. We're asking you to approve the resolution that denies the request for the property transfer or the boundary change. So-
Government has to be confusing.
So,
Does anybody have questions on that?
What's the reason, why would it matter if we wanted to keep that little group?
We lose tax dollars for one,
I get that.
like, and it's like like, right now it's a straight line and they just want it like cut out like that.
Right.
So it's like, I mean, to me, like the tax dollars is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
All right, do I have a motion to approve resolution 2511?
I make a motion to approve resolution 2511.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, passes. We have no executive session. So do I have a motion to adjourn?
Before we adjourn, I just had a question on the superintendent.
Oh, yeah.
Report. So, just wanna clarify, so no employees are losing their jobs according to the RIF?
Correct.
So there'll be 0 people that will lose their jobs. according
Will
to the
lose
RIF.
employment. They may not be in the
Lose
same.
employment, yeah, but
correct.
they may be transferred, but there are
Right.
no people from the Sultan School District that will lose their, or to be laid off, or
Correct.
just wanna
And I-
clarify.
Mentioning that, I think it's important for everyone to remember that when it first comes out, like, that's just a worst case scenario. This might happen. That's not ever what it ends up being.
Yeah.
So,
So I just wanna
yeah, we appreciate
thank
you
everybody's
guys.
hard work for making sure that we can keep everybody, I know that everybody's in the same positions, you know, we
Yeah.
have to do what we can do, but
Still have jobs.
everybody still has employment, that wanted to have employment here, so.
That's great.
Yeah, the one district office person is retiring, so we appreciate that. And you did hear tonight from 2 departments that don't get a lot of thanks. Transportation, maintenance, operations, technology, a lot of that work happens behind the scenes. And probably with new finance director and a new superintendent, they saw the biggest change in their operating world because they interact with us more directly than lots of other departments. And so I guess I will speak for Mitch, but we are appreciative of their willingness to be open-minded and come in and have conversations and work together. Cause it would have been easy to say like, we've never done it that way and just keep going on, but they've been good partners and they take a lot of pride and care in this district and people need to know that.
There are also 2 other departments that like stay really busy in the summer.
Yes.
When everybody's having a summer break.
When
they're
everyone comes
working
back
on-
and says, how's your summer? And then they're like, we didn't really have one, so.
And one last clarification, so
Yes.
next year, starting next year, we will belong to, for sports, we will start competing in the
Northwest
Northwest
Conference.
Northwest Conference.
Correct.
So no longer will it be a scab together type
No,
schedule, and the kids will have,
football schedule's done, volleyball is 90-ish% complete. They'll start basketball in as far as scheduling in August, so it's been really good. Chris Hill has said it's nice to not try to find anyone who will play on the day that works for them. It'll also be much more predictable for our kids and families because the schedules will be set.
more home games, you know.
5-5 in football, so that's.
Yeah.
I'm excited about football.
That's
great. That's great.
All right,
And
Anybody
that's
have
starting 26-27 school year?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we are adjourned 6:38.